Kanye West, LA's resident expert on all things insanity, is starting a cult. Allegedly. Last November, in the small suburbs of the City of Angels, Mr West opened a school. And after his recent outbursts, such as this one, I don't think there's anywhere else we should be sending our kids. Oh, and did I mention that you have to sign an NDA before your kids can join? Yeah. That seems pretty normal. But before we dive into all of that, let's talk about what this place actually is. The school is for pre-K up to 12th grade, so about 3 years old all the way up to 18. Or in other words, basically the whole childhood. Now the website describes it as the place that is preparing the students to become the next generation of leaders, thinkers, and innovators. Okay, so how do they go about doing this then? Well, a usual day at Donda Academy starts like this. Students are led in a full school worship session followed by core classes of language arts, maths and science. Then they break for lunch and recess before finishing the day with enrichment courses in world language, visual arts, film, choir, and then parkour. I did try and sign up to the Donda Academy choir, but they have yet to reply to me. The academy charges $15,000 per student, which to many people will sound like a fuck ton of money, but in LA, apparently this is actually quite cheap, as other schools in the area are charging like 20k to 40k. So I suppose it's an absolute bargain? On a good note though, they have said that half of the students receive financial aid from the actual academy to pay for these fees. Speaking of aid, there's actually something that you guys can help me with. If you head over to my community tab right now, you'll see a couple of polls that I need you guys to answer. As a person with absolutely zero self-respect, I am leaving my physical appearance in the hands of complete strangers. So please choose your answers wisely. Also, while I've got you, there's this really cool thing that kids are doing these days. I think it's called something like hitting the subscribe button. I don't know, it must be a new dance move or something, but I think all of you guys at home should hit that subscribe button. But basically what you do is you just scroll down a little bit, you hit the button that says subscribe, and then you get like 7 years of good luck. Or is that for fixing a broken mirror? Now, whilst religious studies led by Yeezus himself do sound fun, it turns out that getting an education in the name of free Balenciagas might actually not be worth it. Turns out the Church of Yeezus is actually an unaccredited institution. And now I had to look up what this actually meant, but basically it means that they don't meet the educational standards set by the state. TLDR, shit don't count. This means that even if you made your child suffer through all 18 years of this education, they would get fuck all from it. They'd get nothing other than a free pair of shoes. Like, even if they tried to go onto a university or a college or anything else afterwards, they would have no diploma, they would have nothing to show for it. But why would they not meet these standards? They've got the backing of possibly the world's craziest man who also happens to have a boatload of money. Well, some people will say that it's not what's going wrong, and it's more who is going wrong. And by who, I mean who are these people that are in charge? As the current principal's only previous experience on LinkedIn is as an actress, a choir director, and a vocal coach. So basically, it's as if Will from Glee was running the place. They also got a stunning endorsement from a Mrs. McLeod, the former principal of Donda Academy. Yes, somehow in only one school year they have gone through 2 principals, and yet Britain has still had more prime ministers in the same amount of time. When asked why they decided to leave, McLeod said, "As an educator with over 22 years of experience in the field, I always put the children at the forefront of any decision I make. Consequently, I moved on." Now back to those NDAs, because solemnly swearing you will never talk about anything that goes on within the school is completely normal, right? For your child to enroll at Donda Academy, you have to sign an NDA. And they say this is to preserve a sense of privacy within the community, which I kind of understand, because I imagine that the only people that will be going to this school are going to be other celebrities' children. But at the same time, it's very, very scary that people couldn't speak out about the school if they wanted to. And as it goes, NDAs and education don't really have the best of histories. But if you thought that was the end of the story, then sadly you are mistaken, because we are in the thick of it. Whilst we don't really know the future of Donda Academy in itself, we can hazard a guess that it will probably silently disappear off the map in the next few years. But that's not the end of Kanye's attempt to re-educate the world, because on his Instagram recently, he posted that he's going to link up with Young Thug and 2 Chainz to make a university, which I'm sure will go just as well. But now we are actually at the end of it, so if you did enjoy, please make sure that you like the video and comment down below any of your own opinions about whether or not you would join the Donda Academy. Hey, maybe you want to join this choir too. But other than that, make sure you subscribe, and see ya.